Like I said, I usually don't come on here like that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm back, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this down a little bit. Watching one of my little shows and shit, man. But anyway, I'm back, man. And as you can see, the destruction of the warning, the warnings before the destruction, people, has started. All right. Now you gotta take heed. You gotta take heed, man. Cause what they said hurricanes and tornadoes, hurricanes and tornadoes will be far more powerful. That's what they said, y'all. What they said. Then they said, and the earthquakes, right? The earthquakes will continue to increase. Ain't that what they said? Right? So yesterday I sat here and I watch how tornadoes and shit, you know, we got that power up. We got that shit up here. I'm gonna grab some of that shit from up here. Yesterday I sat here and I watched how the storms and shit ripped apart, ripped, ripped apart fucking Nebraska. And I was just telling y'all that. Storms gonna be all, you ain't seen shit. Y'all ain't seen shit. Storms gonna be all throughout the region, all around the United States. This is what motherfuckers gotta understand. Okay? Now, they was telling us. What they tell us? Right? 7 years before the natural events, right? Before the major events, right? 7 years. Right? Right? Now, let's go into this real quick, right? It's going crazy. Now, they say the average magnitude of earthquakes, right? And I'm gonna let y'all see this shit. I'm gonna let y'all see it. I'm gonna go on here and let y'all see this. Now, pay attention. The average magnitude of earthquakes will continue to increase. And hurricanes and tornadoes. Now, tornadoes will be far more powerful. Now, pay attention. Pay attention as we go on this journey of this destruction. Because as long as you here in this world and you ain't left from natural causes and self-destruct, you gonna see this shit. Everybody gonna see it. And all them horns coming. Because the magnetic field, the sun is flying shit. So them horns coming. When they start to change, when shit started to change, the birds gonna be reacting. I told y'all, the birds. Look for the birds. Fishes and shit. Dying, whales and shit coming up on shore and shit, all that. Unnatural. That's because you got the pollution in the ocean and the magma rising, like I told y'all, gas being released from chambers and shit. It's just imagine this now. Imagine this. Hear me out, just hear me out. You see how many volcanoes we have on land, right? Y'all see this? Y'all see it? Y'all paying attention? Everybody paying attention to how many volcanoes we have on land. Now, the earth is like 70%, 80% water. So imagine if we got the amount of fucking volcanoes on land, and it's only like 30% land. Imagine how many fucking volcanoes and what's under the water. All of this shit that y'all take as a fairy tale, all of you believe in is a fairy. It's metaphorical. It's like metaphors. It's written way. It's way off of your knowledge. That's why you was put here so many times to understand what is going on at this very time right here. That's why you've been put here so many times. Now they tell you, this is exactly what they say, that we were going to experience storms of a magnitude of some shit that we never ever experienced, right? This is what they tell us. They said the average magnitude earthquakes will continue to increase as the motherfucker make its way around. We know it's here. They can't keep telling us, right? The sun is so fucking far away, but the moon is what eclipses. That don't even make fucking sense. That don't make sense at all, right? But then We go on. It's news. I ain't gonna say it's fairy tales because this ain't no fucking fairy tale. This is not a fairy tale. This is real life. That's why I ain't gonna say no names. We just gonna call it the object. The object that has come up from the east, from down, under, that has come up, headed up. That motherfucker is here. Now, it's a lot of misinformation out here about these things. But then there's information out here that you can go research and get your own information. Otherwise, you'll be forever asking and guessing and not knowing what the hell is going on. But I'm gonna show y'all, right? So they warned us about the weather and the tornadoes and shit, right? They literally did that, right? They warned us. They told us that shit was gonna be more powerful, right? Weather patterns will be more extreme all around the world. You think this shit was wrote 20 years ago and they lying, right? They tell you the more prolonged droughts and periods of severe rainfall will no longer be the exception, right? Then they say they will be the rule. Consequently, global weather patterns will reverse themselves. What the fuck y'all think that's for anybody that's out here that's doing this research, that's doing it? That's why I come to YouTube, because I know it's a lot of y'all that's doing this research. Everything that they said 20, 30 years ago is here, people. When they said that the weather patterns will be more extreme all around the world, y'all thought that was a game? Go look up the world news of the natural disaster. Go see this shit. India flood, fucking Dubai flooding, fucking a lot of different places flooding, different fucking these earthquakes that's coming nonstop. And then they keep telling you about the earthquakes. They keep telling you. They let you know. Even the Bible suggests that. Like when you start like no bullshit. The Bible suggests that there will be signs in the sun, the moon, and in the stars. This is it. Right? This is what they said. They ain't know, they said there was gonna be rumors of wars, which there are, and there has been. That's why you don't feel no war. You've been hearing about this war in Ukraine and the war in Israel. Now you don't got that shit ain't affecting you because he said don't worry, that ain't it. That ain't because as this thing come in, all of the different world powers know exactly what's taking place. And see, the war is bigger than just what we think. The war is over land. So as this motherfucker takes place, as it will do whatever it do when it causes the continental such and such to drift, right? Because this is what they saying, right? This is what they saying. They say the wars and shit is over land, right? How we know that the wars is over land? I seen some of y'all disappear like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Now, right? Pope John Paul suggested in the past that the world communism, the major powers of which Russia and China would make some hostile moves if they knew the secret of the incoming planet. Father Malachi, now this was written years ago. Father Malachi agreed, right, and wrote in his books, The Keys of Blood, were the leaders of the what? Lionist Party state to know these words will probably, in all probability, decide to undertake certain territorial militaristic moves against what? The West could have few, if any, means of resisting. And guess what they say? An invasion of Central Europe, South Asia is gonna happen, and the Middle East would probably occur at the same time, by Russia and China. This may be one of the reasons what? The Russians are preparing to invade Ukraine, and they did, fam. This is what I'm saying. They already invaded Ukraine. Why though? Because this is over land. I believe the next North Pole will be in Siberia, northwest of Lake Baikal. This is happening now. They have the anomalies and all this shit taking place right now, right? They have all these things taking place right now, these anomalies and shit, right? But then what they going to say, right? Let's see what they say, right? What they say, right? The magnetic poles have been shifting towards Russia at a rate of over what? 40 miles per year. Motherfucker, do you know how much that is? That's a lot, fam. 40 miles per year, right? So the war is not what you motherfuckers think it is. They all getting in position because it's like the Most High is moving these pieces. You get what I'm saying? Because this thing is of his wrath. This motherfucker, that it comes around every so often, but it's of his wrath. So it's playing a major part in these wars and all this. As above, so below. That shit all plays a major part, man. And until everybody can understand and go do some research upon what the fuck is taking place with this pole shift, you gonna be lost. Because the storms is coming, the earthquakes, the fires, the forest fires and shit, gonna be more wild than they ever been. You gonna hear so much shit about how the oceans is heating up, all this shit, birds gonna be distorted, all this shit, fam. Y'all gonna see, listen, you think it was over 100 tornadoes last night? That ain't shit. It's gonna be tornadoes stretching from Canada all the way to the south. Hell, the size of footballs and shit. Shit that y'all ain't gonna even be able to grasp. What the fuck? This shit is really gonna take place. Really, real. This they know for a fact that it's happening now. Now, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, they was questioning. They didn't know. But they seen how shit was speeding up so rapidly. But now when you go look at the jet stream, the fucked up dew points, all this, the high precipitation. Man, when you go look at that shit, you be like, oh, it's something is taking place, right? But see, y'all don't know, but they know. Why you think 100 tornadoes could just touch down and land last night? 100 tornadoes, some shit they down there ain't never, like, it's gonna be unimaginable. That's what I'm saying. Some people ain't gonna even be able to take cover because it's gonna be tornadoes touching down in places that they ain't touched in years, hundreds shit. They ain't gonna even be prepared because they ain't built shit to be ready for no fucking tornado. Death. This shit is true. Y'all think it's a game? When these motherfuckers say this shit, right? When they say this shit, right? When these motherfuckers literally, when they tell you this, when they go so deep into say shit like this, the natural cataclysms such as supervolcano eruptions, magnitude 9 earthquakes along major fault lines, and tsunamis will occur at a globally breathtaking pace. Man, I'm hearing, listen, there's so much going on right now. The East Coast gonna be, man, I feel sorry for them, the East Coast, man. The East Coast and the West Coast. When they go on to say the global weather patterns will become violent as summer and winter merge into a single season. Now, when I was just talking about the jet stream, right? Go look this shit up. Go look at all this shit mixing, turning, flipping, all type of shit going up and down like crazy shit. Go look, you go see that when they talk about, they know 20 years ago, I don't know what type of science shit that they was doing or what the fuck but they knew exactly what we were up against. They knew that the oceans was collapsing. Listen, how could they write about now? I'm just now hearing this shit from the news, the media. Oh, the oceans could collapse by 2025. 2025, motherfucker. That's months away. So the shit is so crazy, man. Go look up the anomalies that's happening right now. Y'all see the anomalies that's happening with the 80-foot. Y'all see how that shit keep coming where the wall, the fucking. Hey, put that down. Don't touch that. Put it down. The waves, the 80-foot waves and shit. Y'all see that shit, right? So they warned us of this flooding because the gravitational pull of whatever's going on, whatever's out there, whatever hand or force out there that's having this force on the sun, like having these effects with the sun that's causing these CMEs and solar flashes and shit. Y'all see that shit too, right? The aurora boreal. Now, whatever's doing that is got some type of gravitational pull on the moon. This is why your moon is upside down when it's crescent certain times of the year, right? We know this from the Sumerian tablets. It don't take no nutcase to understand what the fuck they was talking about when we got these tablets showing us the crescent moon upside down, extra big bodies in the sky and shit, all this and that. Okay, this is common sense. All right? So this is what's in our sky now. Okay? And the reason that they're blocking out the sun is from the radiation, from the radiation coming. It's gonna go be so long before that shit ain't gonna work so long. Y'all think they trying to kill you? The whole time they ain't trying to kill you, motherfuckers. Radiation is coming. They listen. What they've been doing, they perfected it. Whatever they doing when they spray the skies and shit, they perfected it. Like they got it down to a science but it ain't gonna work too long. They know this. It's already coming in. It's already causing certain effects and shit. And they was talking about, oh, if you're feeling dehydrated, all this and that. Understand what you're up against when it comes to the sun. And the sun having that effect, that electrical discharge, because that's what it is. When them having them CMEs and shit like that, when the shock's coming off the sun, boom, they're coming off the sun. Y'all gotta go look at it. It's live. You can literally see this shit. So when this shit is coming off, let me stop what I was saying. The reason that I think that there's something out there is because why the fuck could we see the front of the sun, but they ain't got no technology to see the back of the sun? Why we can't see the back if we can see the front? Y'all ain't got whatever in the front can't go around the back? I don't understand that either. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The electrical discharges, whatever is causing that, I ain't gonna say no names, go do your own research. Whatever is causing this electrical shock to happen from the sun, right? It's creating effects down here on the planet, which is fucking radiation, all type of shit, all type of pollutions and gases and shit, all type of shit. That's why you get no aurora borealis going, wow, y'all don't see that shit? Y'all don't see the north? Man, y'all got to look at it. I mean, I can't force it. I can only say what I'm reading and what I'm watching is like, it's scripted. Like everything that's happening, they wrote literally, like when it comes to this flooding that's coming, man. The flooding, that shit is coming. I'm telling you, I done read some shit. This flooding, when they talk about this flooding right here, right? This flooding, that flooding is coming, right? So they say, ask this object, right? Got the object on the front of the book right there, right? A meteor or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. But it says, as the object passes the earth, it will affect the gravitational pull. It's here. It's here already. It's affecting the gravitational pull. It's affecting the sun. It's affecting Mars. It's affecting Jupiter. It's affecting the moon. The motherfucker is here. Look at your skies. Look. This is not the same sky you remember as a child. If you was born in the 80s, the late 90s, you here for a reason. You here because you remember. You played outside. A lot of these motherfuckers is new. They've been too far on their phone. They too into TVs, technology. We was outside. I remember it was times when we used to get put out the house. Literally, put out. We couldn't even come back in. Till it was time until the street lights came on. Literally, we was outside riding bikes and shit, building go-karts. Whatever the fuck we was outside, we know the natural sun. We know. Now there's some older people out here, older, that's before us, they old now. They don't know. They don't know the natural sun. Like we know that the sun is yellow. We know this. That when the sun shines yellow, you can't just look at the sun. We, from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, we know this for a fact. We know this. But when you go outside, look at the sun now, the sun be white. It's paper sometimes. Bright as white, literally. And then when the cloud go over, remember when we was young, I don't know if y'all remember this, but I remember. When I was young, if a cloud go over the sun, the cloud literally blocks the sun out. Like literally, you have to wait till that cloud gone for the sun to even come back. Y'all remember that shit? But now when the cloud go over the sun, you can still see the sun. It's shining, look like an LED light. Clouds look like they black. How ain't nobody seeing this shit? How? This is what I'm saying. How are y'all not seeing this? Then some days you can go outside. They was telling us 2020, 2021. Oh, it's the California fires. All this, but it's happening now. There's no fires. The sun literally be orange, burnt orange. Like you can look at it like, what the fuck is that? Like that. How y'all not seeing that? Y'all don't think that's the signs in the sun, the moon, and then the stars? Y'all not paying attention. Nobody paying it because you're looking for men, or then you want to have more faith in men. Because then you go on to say this summer. Do you not see the natural cataclysm that's happening? That you will somehow say that it's HAARP and all that? Don't y'all know that they build all that shit against what's happening? Seeding clouds, HAARP, they build, listen. What's taking place right now has happened over and over and over again. It's probably like the third time that it's gonna happen, and it's in our time. We are blessed. This is literally everything that you have heard of as far as with being in any type of world or anything. You just watching it and see you counting time when time don't exist. Only thing that exists is night and day. Time don't exist. Time was man-made. Clocks and shit man-made. So like I keep telling y'all, if the hour is 12 o'clock on the clock don't keep the hour. You ain't gonna know that the sun went down 10 minutes earlier. You ain't gonna know that the sun set 30 minutes earlier. Because your clock gonna still be 12 o'clock. The sun is the natural time, the natural clock. So once the sun get threw off, and shit get threw off with the sun, this shit is threw off. You don't know what time that disaster is coming. And the only reason you don't know that the seasons and the times and the sun going down, coming up is through the fuck off. It's because you're watching a clock that's running by a battery, and it's gonna forever keep that time. What? What? Like I was saying, man, it's gonna forever keep that time. So for those of y'all that's researching, or for those of y'all that's not, let me just get right here and show y'all a little something. So they say, as the object passes the earth, right? My bad. As the object passes the earth, it will affect the gravitational pull of the earth. That will increase the amount of turbulence in the ocean waves. Y'all see the ocean waves? Y'all see that 80-foot wave over there? Y'all see that shit? Y'all see the anomalies they talking about right now. So what's increasing these anomalies, right? It will increase the turbulence of the, my bad. Here, watch out. Don't hit your mouth on there. Don't hit your, be careful. So it will increase the turbulence in the ocean waves just as the moon affects the waters of the earth. They said the United States, they know this. They know this is coming. They said the United States will be flooded. And I'm in Wisconsin. They said Wisconsin was going to be completely gone. They say the United States will be flooded, not completely, but the coast of California will be gone. Look, it won't be devastated, it will be gone. Y'all don't see that shit? As well as the Gulf Coast and all, y'all, don't miss that all part. All of the East Coast states will be flooded, man. Plus, the Missouri River will be flooded all the way up to the Michigan Lakes. This is where Wisconsin comes in flooded at, because y'all know we part of the Great Lakes and shit. So I've been thinking about that shit too. Like, when do we evacuate or what the fuck? Because the shit is coming, no doubt. No doubt. Earthquakes, a never before seen magnitude coming to New York. Coming to places that y'all never, I'm talking about big shit, 5.6s, 7, because right now all we have in Gola, we having a whole bunch of 5s and 4s and 6s. It's like a whole swarm of them motherfuckers. Like something going on over there by, and then it was like a 3.5 in Puerto Rico, off of Puerto Rico this morning. But something going on over there by Taiwan. I don't know what the fuck is taking place or what's causing that activity. All of them 5 and 4, and then you got that anomaly but for the third time keep popping up in the oceans where they want us to believe that it was a glitch. That ain't no motherfucking glitch. That shit is real. That's real. How you think they can tell us that there's going to be anomalies in the oceans? And then not only that, right? They go so far on to tell us to watch the oceans. They tell us that when the oceans get to heating up. Listen, reading this a lot. If the shit wasn't real, 20 years ago, why would they do this? Why would that be there? Why would that be there, right? So they telling us, they warning us. Read the signs in the ocean. So what is the signs in the oceans? What have you been hearing about lately? What have you? This shit is like scripted like a movie. I bullshit you not. That's why when I'm watching it, I'm like, I'm so amazed with this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So we was hearing, excuse my language, we've been hearing a long time for the last 12 months, 9 months. What? Go watch TV, I turn it on. Mickey Mouse. That the ocean's been heating up. Excuse me, y'all. No, kids, no school. But the ocean's been heating up, right? It's what we've been hearing. So they tell us every time, like, oh, the ocean's hotter than they ever been. Oh, the ocean's blah, blah. Y'all been hearing that, right? So they go on and tell us, right? This how they start this off. They say the oceans cover 70% of the surface of the earth. They say they store a tremendous amount of heat. Now listen to what the media be saying. I'm telling y'all, just listen. This shit is real. Okay, I'm telling y'all, all these 5s, 6s, shaking around this motherfucker. The earth is really shaking, like wobbling, like a drum. It's coming. But anyway, the oceans cover 71% of the surface of the earth. They store a tremendous amount of heat and absorbs billions of tons of gas from the atmosphere each year as a major heat buffer system for our atmosphere. They say the ocean plays a critical role in the distribution of the heat around the planet, y'all. Right? Around the around the planet. They say they are both our thermostat and the atmosphere. Of our atmosphere and the lungs of the earth. They say they are nearing a catastrophic tipping point. Now, do y'all think that them motherfuckers was playing when they said this shit 20 years ago, 12 years? They literally told us what we were up against. And I'm sitting here reading all this shit. Okay, they talking about the oceans nearing a catastrophic tipping point. Bam. News keep talking about oceans heating up and we done hit the hottest. Okay, so if the oceans give us our heat, right? And the planet is heating up, oceans heating up, then they say the oceans is the lungs of the planet, right? So without the oceans, we can't even breathe. Basically, this is what they saying. They are nearing the catastrophic tipping point. So that what they saying, I never got when they was talking on the news how the oceans was finna collapse. Till I hit this page, I'm like, damn, that's what they mean. So whatever's keeping it hot in the oceans is overheated. So that's gonna collapse. Boom. and it's gonna get cold in the morning. It's gonna freeze. Ice age. Whatever's keeping the oceans hot, like keeping it heated. That's what I take from it. That's what I get. I don't know if that's what, because they saying like the oceans is because on the news reported, this is their exact words. He in the room. That the oceans could collapse. That was the exact words. Why you gotta come mess with me? He in the room. Your sister calling. But anyway. So you do your own research, man. Don't go off of what I'm telling you. I'm just a crazy man behind the camera. And I tell you like this. Disaster. Storms of listen, I'm talking about it's gonna be storms. That we gonna get up, listen. You know how I know? You know how I know we gonna get all these tornadoes and shit, right? You wanna know how I know? Right? I done read about it. I done read this shit, man. Look, let me show y'all. They warned us about all of it. They warned us about the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the earthquakes, the floods. They warned us, baby. And then they told us how powerful them sons, them mothers gonna get. They told us. They said, boy, them earth, what they got? They say them tornadoes. Okay, that's reading the oceans right here. Right here, right? They say them tornadoes, right? Let's turn that around. They say them tornadoes. Not only have the hurricanes started to grow more violent in the last decade, right? A decade is only 10 years, people. I don't know if y'all know that. So has the average number of tornadoes striking. Did y'all hear that? It was 100 tornadoes last night. Now tell me these motherfuckers ain't on the right track. They said, so has the average number of tornadoes striking in the U.S. each year. When you boil down the statistics, the picture that forms shows that tornadoes are claiming more lives and causing more damage in the last decade. They are doing these things not only because there are more of them, but also because they are becoming more severe and are occurring under a more freakish circumstances. Wow. Then they tell you what they was gonna come. They motherfucker gonna get all the way up to an F6, man. Dangerous. Then they tell you what all they gonna do. What all they capable of doing. Same, you see it was what happened over there? Let's see. They said it was F5, right? Let's see. That's strong buildings are lifted off the ground. This is what happened. And Kerry, this is what happened. Go look at what happened and listen. If you don't understand what the fuck these people is telling you or was trying to tell us or warn us about 20 years ago, I advise you to go look it up right now. Even go look into Reagan. I ain't looked into him yet, but I done heard the speech that he was talking about, and he wasn't talking about no fucking aliens. This is true shit. Because around that same time is when they spotted the heavenly body. They found that motherfucker in 1983. And dog told him. He told the world, hey, we got to come. This is how all the major world powers know. Like, if they weren't skeptical, they knew because the United States told them. Remember when they kept lying talking about they discovered that it's another body out there for sure. They didn't know at first because there was something that was it was way off. So it's like on a orbit that's like it's the orbit is crazy. So they didn't know. They ain't really know, but they knew like something. And at first I think they thought it was one of those. But then come to find out like nah, that ain't it. And then the belt Sirius or whatever that is, that create whatever that it's here, people. Just know that. You know what I'm saying? It's your climate change. It's all that shit. Just like we go a little bit deeper, like I told y'all, the 7 years. That's how I know that 2024, when they talk about how everybody gonna wake up to because you ain't gonna have no choice. You're gonna lose everything you got. Even those who build over, you're gonna lose it again because wherever them storms hitting, it's hot spots. Otherwise, they will never hit there in the first place. So that's gonna keep happening. You know what I'm saying? Even if you rebuild and the shit happens 6 months later or a year later, it's still gonna happen again. So hot spots are what you're in. So if you in the area that's getting hit by tornadoes and flooding, get your ass out of there. Because that motherfucker is only gonna be there for so long. I'm telling you. Now you wanna be on here too, huh? So the object has high mass and high level of magnetism. It disrupts the surface of any planet it passes. 7 years, this is what I'm telling y'all. 2017, y'all. Yeah. 7 years prior to its passage, its electromagnetic influence changes the core of the Earth. It triggers major weather changes. What are we watching? Now, did they lie to us 20 years ago? Because 20 years or 12 years ago, our weather changes wasn't too much. Y'all see this shit now? Do y'all see this shit now? They say 7 years prior to its passing, its electromagnetic influence changes the core of the earth. Wow. They did say the core of the earth has come to a standstill, right? Changes the core of the earth. It triggers major weather changes and seismic activity and volcanic eruptions. Now, do y'all think for once that these motherfuckers was playing when they done named everything that's happening right now? Seismic activity, volcanic eruptions. What else they say? Unexplained sinkholes. Come on now, man. Y'all look. Come on now. They right on. They right on, fam. They on. Let me get the fuck up out of here. Okay, right here. What they say? They say the influence, the electromagnetic influence changed the core of the earth and trigger major weather changes. Seismic activity, right? Earthquakes. You got earthquakes, people. Volcanic eruptions and unexplained sinkholes and bizarre weather, right? That's what we seeing, the freak weather. Bizarre weather accompanied its return. And they knew that they was gonna throw this at you, right? Climate change. So-called global warming is a cover story, right? The earth is heating up from the core outward because of the approach of the planet, of the object, right? And so I'm reading the Coburn Bible, and the Coburn Bible literally says, motherfucker, word for word, these people say that motherfucker said the earth heated up like a nut that is roasted on. Listen, this is serious, though. I know some of y'all probably. Okay, I got it. I made some fish sticks in there. Yeah, for lunch. Well, breakfast, whatever. I was eating. Still running. But however. But anyway. Yeah. So they tell us, what they say? Get ready to hear that trumpet too. Motherfuckers don't hear that. Because they tell you, like, I guess once it's frying the magnetic field, right? Because, you know, we starting to hear that trumpet already. People starting to hear that trumpet all around the world. They've been hearing it for a minute. And that deep fried thing. What it do? They say the people will scatter in madness, right? Period. Because, you know, as this thing comes closer, it's going to affect the mind too, man. You know, as above, so below. This has an effect on your mind. You know, it's going to be a lot of, you know, and the Great Awakening has happened already. I believe that should happen like 2020 because they told us in those days, man will have the great book before them. Wisdom will be revealed. So the people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet of the battle cry. They will hear the trumpet of the battle cry of the destroyer and will seek refuge within dens of the earth, bomb shelters and shit, y'all. That's you know, back then, this was written almost 4,000 years ago. So then they go on to say, right? Let me get to this other part, right? Because they talk about that trumpet all through this motherfucker. The days of stillness were followed by a time when the noise of trumpeting and shrilling. This is how I know for a fact. This is how I know that them people back then knew exactly what the fuck they was talking about. Whoever wrote this shit back then, let's just say that they didn't translate it right. But whoever wrote it, when they said that it was going to be a sound of trumpeting and shrilling, I know exactly what they're trying to explain, because when I watch these videos, it sound trumpeting like type of trumpet, but it sound like a scratching, like a screeching, like a trip. Like, man, y'all got to hear this shit. Go Google it. Go look it up. Trumpets being heard in the sky. And not only did these motherfuckers say this, right? But they told us where, because right now we don't know. People hear this shit. You don't know if it's coming from the ground, you don't know where it's coming from. But they literally told you it was coming from the sky. That's what they said. The days of stillness were followed by a time when a noise and trumpeting and shrilling was heard in the heavens. That's word for word. Now, if you can't understand that, even this part, the fishes of the river died. The fishes of the rivers died in the polluted waters. Now ask yourself, how did the water... See, nothing never made sense at first. That's how I know we are in a time of information, awakening, all that shit. Wisdom has been revealed. Because now when you think about it, what would be killing the fishes is the volcanoes erupting and shit underwater, or magma, or seeping methane gas and shit like that. Pollution, period, killing the fucking fish. That's why so many fish floating up to the water. And it wouldn't make sense. Like, damn, how do all them fish die? But the water is just polluted from the gas from within and shit. Like, I'm telling y'all, the earth is full of gas. Oils and shit, it's literally full of that shit. It's full of gas, man. Like from volcanoes and chambers opening, that shit really don't. Hey, just go in your room and sit down, man. I don't want to have to say that again. Sorry, or excuse me. I'm not sorry. Kids just pretend to do. Know I'm live on this motherfucker. But anyway, so the Coburn Bible, right? Manuscripts, chapter 6 and 14 literally tell us that the fishes of the rivers died in the polluted waters. And now you see the cicadas, right? The cicadas, whatever the fuck they call it. Excuse my language. But y'all see how they talk about there was gonna be hundreds of thousands spring up from the earth and shit and stuff, right? Dust it out. I don't care. You playing with her, so let her hit you. You keep messing with her. What I'm supposed to do? Now, don't hit him, Azariah. But anyway, so they talk about how these insects and stuff spring. They said they coming out the ground, which I'm sitting here reading these prophecies and shit that these people said that they saw during the time of this thing coming, and it's literally saying this. Now, believe it or not, the cicadas that's coming out the ground are plagues. Famine is coming, fam. I don't know how many of these plagues and shit y'all got to see to understand that these are, when you seeing the plagues of fruit flies in New York and shit, motherfuckers around they bite, swarms of fruit flies, those are plagues. The crickets all in Vegas on the houses, and those are plagues, man. I don't know why y'all keep letting the media throw you off of some shit that you know already. You ain't never seen this shit. Now they tell you that some shit that ain't came up out the ground in 200 years. There's not a person on this earth that's alive that was alive 200 years ago. So they telling y'all, you think they got, man, listen to what the manuscripts say though. As the thing flings itself through the sky. This is what it say. They say it's gonna fling itself through the sky 6 times. So I don't know if it's coming, just do your research. They say the fishes of the rivers died in the polluted waters. Worms, insects, and reptiles sprang up from the earth in huge numbers. They said great gusts of wind brought forth swarms of locusts, which covered the sky as the destroyer flung itself in and out of the heavens and blew great gusts of cinders across the face of the land. They say the gloom, man, listen, if y'all think these people for once was playing, man, go read this shit. Go read it. Y'all see how the sky is starting to be darkened from the sand? They say it's sand. We can't believe these people, man. They told us that the sun was looking the way it looked from the forest fires in New York. Now no forest fires nowhere. Sun still looking like. I mean, we gotta wake up at some point to understand that something is taking place. They're not gonna always tell us the truth because they don't want the panic. They don't want the panic and shit to happen. But check it out. When they say this, dust and smoke clouds darkened the sky and colored the waters upon which they fell. Now, have you watched your news lately? Have you seen Greece and shit? The color of gold look like Mars and shit, orange and all. Have y'all seen this shit? This is word for word that these people was talking, man. They say dust and smoke clouds darkened the sky. Ain't that what they said? And colored the waters upon which they fell with a bloody hue. Plague, they said plague was throughout the land. The rivers was bloody, and blood was everywhere. Not blood, but a blood mix. They said Should be able to hear me now. Can y'all hear me now? I don't know if y'all can hear me, but shout out to Rap the News, man. That man was, man, shout out to my buddy, man. But anyway, the Dutch tore wounds in the skin of men and beasts. So that's animals, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna be having probably, boy, you know, that's that red iron oxide. I'm telling you what it'll do to you. They say in the globe, the destroyer, the earth was filled with redness, right? They say trees throughout the land were destroyed and no herb or fruit was to be found. The face of the land was battered and devastated by hails of stone, which smashed down all that stood in its path, in its torrent. They say they swept down in hot showers and strained, flowing fire ran along the ground in their wake. Now these are meteor showers, people. I don't know if y'all know what the fuck these people were saying, but it doesn't take a scientist to understand that these are meteors. They tell us that there's a debris tail on this motherfucker from one end of the earth all the way to the other, full of debris, meteors, comets, fires, smoke, all type of shit, right? This is what they say. They know this. They know that. Not what they say, but this is what's real. They know for a fact. It's been years and years and years of these people studying and watching this shit. And at first, they didn't know if they was right or they was wrong, but they know now. They know now. Trust me. They know. The whole world gonna know soon. I don't think they gonna come out and announce it, but the whole world gonna know that there's something accelerating, devastating with the weather. Literally. You got no choice but to look. It's gonna be 200, 300 tornadoes. Or fucking wind, 200, 300. No water. Just wind. Crazy shit. Fire tornadoes and shit. Weird shit, bro. Y'all gonna see whole world, but it's gonna be every fucking where, like everywhere. It's only so long before these storms get to picking up. They already, y'all see as time go by. We go from 1 year, last year was just as worse as this, but this year, fucking last year over. So imagine how it's gonna be within the next couple months. Imagine how them fucking, just imagine. I ain't gonna too much speak. But watch, y'all watch these storms, earthquakes, floods, all this shit. Plagues and bugs and shit. You just watch. Just watch. And you gonna be saying, what the fuck is going on? They know. We don't know. They know, man. They know exactly what's going on. Yep. They know. They call it climate change. Climate change, man. Destruction is coming to the whole world. Destruction, man. This shit is so crazy because it's gonna be hitting people, man. You know how fast a tornado will rip a whole neighborhood apart? You know how fast motherfucking an earthquake could kill 90,000, 100,000 motherfuckers? The blink of an eye, man. Total destruction. Total destruction. And once them big earthquakes get to hitting around this motherfucker, once we get to getting the 6s and 7s, you know, it's over. It's over. Just know. Just know, get to a higher ground, get to a mountain or something. Destruction coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't know really, I can't really say what it get because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna get, but and I'm in one of they literally said that the whole Wisconsin was gonna be gone. I'm listening to them last night like, damn, maybe I need to be getting the fuck out of here. Like they were saying like, you know, like man, shit crazy, bro. Just know that the shit that you seen last night, it might just be just as worse today, all through Texas, Dallas, all through that. It's gonna keep picking up, getting worse and worse and worse. It's gonna be everywhere. Little Rock, Arkansas, it's gonna come there. That shit gonna be everywhere. So what you can bet on what I'm telling you. You either take this shit as a warning or take this as a game, laugh at it, joke about it. I don't give a fuck. Cause I'm gonna come back and make another video. And I don't get paid for this shit. I ain't. Listen. The same thing that you've seen that just happened to Nebraska is coming to all of you motherfuckers in Mississippi, Arkansas, all Alabama. All of y'all gonna get hit the same way. And ask me how I know this. Even all the flash flood and go hit Pennsylvania, Vermont, all that shit. Again, ask me how I know. Because it just happened. And it's going to be worse than it was. Like, just watch. Just watch. All the places that got hit by tornadoes last year. Watch how they get their ass hit again. It's going to be way worse. It's going to be worse. They showing you that it's going to be worse. Just what just happened to Iowa, Nebraska, they showing you. Because you know down there it get way hectic. And they showing you what's coming. They already showing you. You ain't got no type of tornado shelter or something. You better build something down that motherfucker. Because I know y'all ain't got basements and shit. You better make something. Because destruction is coming. For sure. It's coming. You getting all your warnings and signs. These are warnings. You see, look at the land. Look at all the devastation. Ain't too many people dead, though. That's warnings. The warnings. Now you know, because you can't sit here and say what caused 100 tornadoes within 24-hour span. 100. Probably over 100. Right? But guess what they gonna say? Climate change is really accelerating. Climate change. So they gonna keep calling it climate change. Because ain't that what else type of explanation could they literally come and give you and tell you what caused 100 tornadoes from Iowa to Texas? Climate change. And that's what they gonna say, man. I'm out of here, man. Thanks for fucking with me. Come back. That's with me, man. I really don't be on YouTube like that. I really be on fucking, you know, my kids. I really be on TikTok and shit, but they keep blocking me and all this and that. You know, you can't really be yourself on, you know. But, yeah, come back, man. Fuck with me, man. Watch the storms and shit. We gonna come back tonight and talk about this, chop it up tonight together. So, you know, I got more shit we can go into. I just didn't want to keep throwing these books at y'all confused, but the information is here. It's out there. I can tell you exactly what's going on, how it's going on. It's really just know you ain't getting no superpowers. All them motherfuckers live, and no, ain't no motherfucking rapture coming. All them motherfuckers live. What you're going to see is total destruction, devastation of the land, and it's going to be the same for the priests as for the people. That's me and you both, man. Out of here, man.